Hello, and welcome to a bonus episode of Burning Hearts, our 2026 Bible reading plan. I haven't done one of these Saturday Psalms in a while, so I wanted to do it this week. This is Psalm 34, which is, it's just an amazing, it's a beautiful Psalm. I really hope that you read it today and sit with it and reread it and read it again. It comes from a time, supposedly, where David was having a difficult time. He was in a lot of trouble. And it's kind of, it's just a real honest kind of reflection and engagement with the God who delivers us from trouble and from danger. It's an interesting psalm for a few reasons. One is it's a psalm that Peter, the New Testament Peter, really seemed to connect with, because in his first letter, it's quoted twice and one at great length. And so this is a psalm that was near and dear to the heart and to the mind of the Apostle Peter, and that's worth knowing. But it's a psalm I love personally, just because of how close it is to life, like how close it is to real life. You're gonna read it and think to yourself, yeah, there are times in my life where I sought the Lord and He answered me, right? It delivered me from all my fears, and it's difficult to see that in the time, but I can look back and think, my God, thank you. There's so much practical, I think, good wisdom in this. Like, look to Him and be radiant, so that your faces shall never be ashamed. Like, look to God and He will fill you with light. That's basically what it means. There's a lot of stuff in here that also is almost Proverbs-like. Like verses 11 through 14, for instance. It sounds more like Proverbs than it does a psalm. There's stuff in here that, like, you've heard and you know, maybe you don't know us from here. For instance, verse 8, taste and see that the Lord is good, right? That's one of those things you've heard. Happy are those who take refuge in Him. For someone who is in danger, right? To take your refuge in God, that's blessedness, that's happiness. One of the reasons I like it the most, though, is because of the whole psalm kind of reflects this, but verse 15 through 18, it really talks about when you're in trouble, when you're stuck, when you're in prison, when you're in danger, where you're in the war, you're in the battle. Verse 18, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. That's for any of you who are going through a rough time, who have been, who will be going through a rough time in life. We all will be. It feels sometimes like when our hearts are broken, when we are crushed in spirit, God is far from us. And what this psalm reveals is just really the exact opposite. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted, and He saves the crushed in spirit. It's a promise that it is worth putting deep inside of our hearts and our minds, so that we just know it in our bones. Because when we're in the war, when we're in the battle, when we're in the danger, we might not have a Bible around us, but if we have it in here and in here, we can be comforted by the fact that the Lord is near to us. Enjoy this quick psalm. It's beautiful, it's awesome, it's powerful. It's one that's really worth remembering and worth taking in. So enjoy, and I hope you have a great Saturday.